Amy Madigan just looked like she normally does, nobody would be any wiser. But what I do like is the fact that there's a lot of, at least on the filmmaker's part, there is a lot of understanding, a lot of callback to the ancient, magical beliefs of the past, right? So I already mentioned the idea of people, wanting to extend their life by absorbing the life forces of younger people in order to live a little bit longer. I will say that that scene at the end where all the kids are tearing Gladys apart, it actually reminds me of a play by Euripides called the Bacchae. So so just for general context,
we will need that.
so we all know who Dionysus is. He's the god of wine and revelry, but he's also known for being batshit crazy, and his followers are they basically reflect their god. They're also batshit crazy. They're called the Maenads. And the Maenads are known for doing extraordinary things when they get all riled up and they do all these sorts of crazy things. So in the play, what happens is the king of Thebes basically says, I know what you guys are doing, you worshippers of Dionysus. You guys are crazy. I'm going to outlaw this because I don't want you people going around causing mayhem in the city. So Dionysus decides, I'm going to teach this guy a lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and set everything up. So he tricks the king of Thebes into dressing up as one of the Maenads and spying on them. But then he tips the Maenads off and says, hey, that person over there? He's not really one of you. Maybe you should go after him. And the Maenads, well, I wouldn't say they're enchanted, but they're possessed almost. They chase after him and they tear him apart. And to make it even stranger is the fact that the king's mother is one of the Maenads, and she takes her son's head and sticks it on the staff.
Oh,
and
lovely!
She parades it around. So that's what it reminded me of, because what we see in Weapons sort of takes a page out of the Bacchae, where we see a bunch of enchanted children going batshit crazy and just tearing people apart. And we see that happen with Marcus, when Marcus basically, once he's under Gladys's thrall, he kills his husband, and then he goes to attack Justine, and then he gets killed. He gets killed in a very messy way. But there's also that familial connection where the only way for Alex to save his friends and his family is to basically kill his aunt. As you mentioned before, he basically performs that ritual and turns the kids on Gladys, and they end up tearing her apart. Oddly enough, they tear her head off just like they do in the play. I mean, in terms of story, like it's well written. Personally, I think it was well researched. I think they're digging into the ancient beliefs of ancient Greece and medieval Europe in order to make the rituals a bit more fleshed out, a bit more realistic, right? What I will say though is that you didn't need to take 2 hours to tell a movie like this, because we've reviewed movies where they have stupendous stories and amazing actors and a great direction, and they didn't need 2.5 hours to tell that story. And